Someone in your life is avoiding you, and the reason is not as simple as silence or distance. Their heart carries a secret, a truth hidden deep within the shadows of their soul, and it is connected to something they cannot easily confess. This secret has been pressing on them like a weight, making their footsteps retreat when yours try to come closer. It is not rejection, it is not hatred, it is the fear of you discovering what they have tried so hard to keep locked away. This person, when they look at you, feels both drawn and terrified. They cannot stand in your presence without remembering the truth they carry, and that is why they choose avoidance over closeness. They are hiding something about themselves, about their actions, about desires they never had the courage to share. And instead of facing you, they cover it with distance, with silence, with sudden absence that leaves you wondering what went wrong. The reality is, they never meant to push you away. They never meant to let this secret become a wall. But secrets, when left unspoken, create invisible chains. And those chains are pulling them further from you each day. They believe that if you ever knew what lies in their past or what they once did, your view of them would change forever. That fear has taken hold of their voice, stopping them from speaking, stopping them from being honest with you. Yet, the truth always longs to come out. Their silence is not the end of your story, it is simply a pause before a revelation. And when this secret finally surfaces, you will understand why they acted the way they did. You will see the human behind the mask, the weakness behind the strength, the vulnerability behind the avoidance. It is not about them refusing your presence, it is about them trying to protect themselves from your judgment. So if you are listening to this right now, know this: someone close to you is carrying a truth that burns inside them. They are afraid, but their silence is proof that the weight of what they hide is heavy. Sooner or later, their eyes, their words, or their actions will reveal what they could not say. And when it comes, you will finally understand the reason behind their distance. Stay with this moment, because the revelation is not far. There is a reason your spirit feels restless, as if someone's silence is louder than their words. You can sense it, can't you? The distance is not natural. It is not random. It is carefully created, as though they are drawing invisible lines that keep you away from what they are afraid to reveal. Their avoidance is not rejection, it is a shield. A shield protecting the very secret that ties their heart in knots every time your name crosses their mind. This person hides behind small excuses, sudden disappearances, and conversations that end too quickly. But beneath that surface, their heart beats with a rhythm that screams the truth they cannot speak. They avoid your eyes because eyes carry honesty. They avoid your presence because presence carries power. And they know that if they stand too close, their truth will slip out without permission. You must understand, the weight of what they hide has changed the way they breathe around you. Every step closer feels dangerous to them, not because of you, but because of the storm raging inside their own spirit. They are terrified that the image you hold of them will shatter once you see what they tried to bury. But here is the mystery: secrets cannot remain buried forever. They press against the heart, against the soul, until silence cracks. And when silence cracks, truth floods in like a river that cannot be stopped. You are not imagining this energy. You are not imagining the way their absence feels louder than their presence. It is real. It is intentional. It is the shadow of a secret too heavy for them to carry alone. Stay with this thought. Soon, the veil will lift. The mask will slip. And the truth, no matter how carefully hidden, will demand to be seen. Listen closely, because the silence around you is not empty, it is full of meaning. The one who avoids you is not gone, they are watching from a distance, trapped between wanting to step closer and fearing the truth that follows them like a shadow. You may not see it, but every time your name appears in their thoughts, a storm rises in their chest. Their heart races, not because of hatred, but because of the fear that you will discover what they cannot control. This secret has changed their eyes. If you look carefully, you will see it, the way they look away too quickly, the way their voice trembles when they speak, the way their footsteps retreat when yours approach. These are not accidents. These are signs of a soul trying to hide behind walls that were built out of shame and uncertainty. But here is what they do not realize: the more they hide, the louder their silence becomes. Secrets have a way of speaking without words. They leak through body language, through hesitation, through the energy that fills the room when they are near you. And you, whether you admit it or not, can already feel it. You can sense that something is being concealed. Your spirit knows that the truth is pressing at the edges of the moment. Understand this: what they are hiding is not meant to destroy you, it is meant to be revealed in time. The universe has a way of unraveling what people try so hard to bury. And when this happens, the distance between you and them will finally make sense. You will understand why the conversations felt incomplete, why the laughter always ended too soon, why they vanished just when you needed them most. Stay with me, because the moment is closer than you think. Their silence cannot win forever. The truth will break open, and when it does, you will see everything with clarity. Stay here, because the moment you have been sensing is about to unfold. The silence that once felt confusing is now preparing to speak. The person who has been avoiding you is standing at the edge of confession, unable to carry the secret any longer. Their heart trembles, their mind battles itself, because the truth is pressing against the walls they built, demanding to be released. Every glance they have stolen, every step they have retreated, every pause in conversation has been leading to this turning point. What they hide is not a small matter, it is something that shook their own spirit, something they believed would change the way you see them forever. That is why they pulled back, why they vanished, why they left you with questions hanging in the air. But now the secret is too heavy to remain hidden. The weight is breaking them from within, and whether they speak it aloud or circumstances bring it to light, you will know. And when you do, the confusion you carried will suddenly turn into clarity. You will understand why their words were unfinished, why their presence always felt incomplete, why their silence screamed louder than their voice. This moment is not about betrayal, it is about revelation. The universe has a way of pulling truth into the light, even when people try to keep it buried. And right now, that unveiling is closer than ever. Do not look away. Do not drift. The secret that created the distance is about to break open, and when it does, everything will change. Stay with this moment, because what is hidden is moving toward you, and soon, it will no longer be a secret, it will be a truth that reshapes everything you thought you knew. Listen carefully, because what has been hidden is now standing at the doorway of exposure. The person who avoided you thought they could carry this weight forever, but their silence has begun to crack. Their eyes reveal what their lips refuse to say. Their distance has become the loudest confession. You have already felt it, the strange energy when they are near, the sudden coldness in their presence, the way they vanish when your spirit longs for answers. This is not coincidence. It is not random. It is the shadow of a secret pressing to be known. They are afraid of your gaze because deep down they know the truth cannot stay buried when your eyes meet theirs. They are terrified that once you see what has been hidden, the image you carry of them will shatter. And yet, destiny is moving against their silence, forcing the secret into the light. Understand this: every hidden thing eventually rises. What they thought could remain locked away is already unfolding before you in fragments, through actions, through hesitation, through whispers of truth that slip out when they lose control. You may not have the full picture yet, but the pieces are arranging themselves, and soon you will see it all. The reason they avoided you was never because of lack of care. It was because of fear that their truth would change everything between you. But the universe has already chosen revelation over concealment. And no matter how hard they run, the truth is chasing them, closer with every heartbeat, closer with every breath. Stay here, because you are standing on the edge of discovery. The secret that created the silence will not remain hidden any longer. And once it is revealed, you will never look at this person the same way again. Stay with me, because you are now standing in the heartbeat of revelation. The silence that once confused you is breaking apart, piece by piece, and from its cracks the hidden truth begins to pour. The one who avoided you thought their distance could protect them, but destiny has decided otherwise. What was locked away in the dark is now pushing into the light, unstoppable and undeniable. Their secret has been circling you like a shadow you cannot see but can feel. Every hesitation, every unfinished word, every retreat was a signal written in the air. They believed you would never notice, but your spirit did. You felt the uneasiness. You sensed that something deeper was hidden beneath their carefully chosen silence. And now, the veil is lifting. This person is afraid not of you, but of the reflection of themselves in your eyes. They know that once the truth is revealed, there will be no returning to the comfort of pretending. That is why they ran, that is why they hid, that is why their silence grew louder than their voice. But the truth has grown stronger than their fear. Understand this: when the universe chooses a moment, no force can stop it. And right now, the universe has chosen to bring clarity where there was confusion, light where there was shadow, truth where there were secrets. You are about to see what you were never meant to miss. So do not move, do not look away, because what has been avoided is about to stand before you. And once it does, the story you thought you knew will never be the same again. Do not blink now, because the silence you have been carrying is about to break. The person who has been avoiding you is no longer able to hide behind distance, no longer able to cover the weight of their secret. For the first time, the edges of their truth are beginning to show. It comes out in their trembling words, in the way their voice shakes when they try to speak, in the way their eyes can no longer meet yours without flooding with guilt. They thought their silence could shield them forever, but silence has betrayed them. The truth is leaking through their body language, through the pauses, through the nervousness that clings to them like a shadow. And if you pay attention, you will see it clearly. They are carrying a secret connected to something they never wanted you to discover. The first glimpse is here, not through confession, but through cracks they can no longer control. Their distance was not rejection, it was fear. Fear of you seeing what they buried. Fear of you knowing what they tried to erase. Yet destiny has decided that the time for hiding is over. The secret is stepping into the light, slowly, undeniably, and once it stands fully revealed, everything you thought about them will change forever. Stay with me, because this is only the beginning of what is about to unfold. The shadow has started to lift, and the revelation is moving toward you faster than you realize. Stay right here, because the veil that has been covering this story is tearing apart piece by piece. The person who once ran from you, who avoided your presence with silence and shadows, can no longer hold back the truth. It has grown too large, too heavy, too loud to remain hidden. And now, you are closer than ever to seeing what they tried so desperately to conceal. Look carefully, because their actions are louder than any confession. The sudden changes in their tone, the nervous retreat when you come near, the way they disappear just when you expect them the most, these are not random behaviors. These are signs of a secret pushing against their walls, begging to be revealed. For so long, they believed distance was their only defense. But destiny has cornered them. The universe has decided that what was buried in silence must rise into the open. And now their truth is trembling at the surface, waiting for the one moment when it will break free completely. This is the stage just before revelation, the tension before the storm breaks, the silence before the voice finally speaks. You can feel it, can't you? That energy in the air that tells you something is about to be uncovered. It is real. It is powerful. And it is coming straight for you. So do not move away. Do not let your attention drift. Because the secret that made them avoid you is on the verge of being revealed, and once it steps into the light, nothing between you will ever be the same again. Stay locked in this moment, because the silence you have carried for so long is about to break wide open. The person who avoided you, the one who vanished when you needed clarity, can no longer hide. Their secret has reached the point where it refuses to stay buried. And now, for the first time, you will see the shadow behind their silence. The truth is this: they have been carrying a hidden part of themselves, something they never had the courage to tell you. It is not anger, it is not rejection, it is fear. Fear of you discovering what they once did, fear of you seeing them differently, fear of losing the place they hold in your life. That is why they built walls of distance, why their voice shook, why their eyes always fell away from yours. But now, their fear has betrayed them. Their actions, their hesitation, their constant retreat, it has revealed what words could not. The secret is not gone, it is written across their behavior, clear for you to see. And though they tried to escape it, the universe has pushed them into this moment of unveiling. This is your first glimpse into the truth they have been hiding. The reason for their absence was never about you, it was about the secret they could not carry into the light. And now, the light has caught up with them. You are about to see everything. Do not look away, because this is only the beginning of what is about to unfold. The deeper truth is coming, and once it arrives, it will change the way you see this person forever. Stay with me, because the moment you have been waiting for is unfolding right now. The shadow that surrounded this person is almost gone, and the truth that once hid behind silence is standing at the edge of revelation. You can feel it, the air itself is heavy, charged, alive with the weight of what is about to be exposed. The one who avoided you is trembling under the pressure of their own secret. They cannot keep pretending. Their eyes have betrayed them, their voice has cracked, their distance has screamed the confession they never wanted to speak. And now, the universe is pulling the veil away, slowly but surely, until you see exactly what has been hidden all along. Understand this: secrets cannot survive the light. No matter how deep they are buried, truth always finds its way to the surface. And the truth you are about to see is not small, it is the very reason for their silence, the very reason they could not stand before you without fear. This is the threshold, the place between hiding and revealing, between silence and confession. You are standing in the exact moment where everything shifts. And once the truth comes forward, you will never see this person in the same way again. So don't move, don't let your attention wander. The secret that caused all the distance is about to be laid bare before your eyes. And when it does, everything you thought you knew will break open into clarity. This is the moment you cannot look away from. The silence that wrapped around their life like a shield is finally breaking. The person who has been avoiding you, the one who chose distance instead of presence, has reached the point of no return. The truth they carried like a burning weight can no longer stay hidden. Their heart has been trembling under the pressure of this secret. Their every step back, their every unfinished word, their every sudden retreat was not rejection, it was protection. They were hiding something about themselves that they believed could change everything between you. And now, that hidden truth is pushing into the light. Here it is: the reason they avoided you was never because they did not care, never because they wished to leave you behind. It was because they were consumed by fear, fear of you discovering the part of themselves they tried so hard to bury. That secret was tied to choices they once made, to things they never had the courage to share. It is the shadow that followed them into every interaction, the burden that silenced their voice when you needed answers most. But now, the silence has lost its power. The universe has demanded truth, and the truth is standing before you. Their avoidance was their confession. Their distance was their cry for help. Their secret is this: they could not face you, because facing you meant exposing what they feared would destroy the way you see them. And now, the veil has been torn. The truth is no longer hidden. The secret is revealed, and with it comes a clarity that changes everything. Stay here, because what comes next is not silence, it is transformation. This is the turning point. From this moment forward, nothing between you will ever be the same again. Stay with me, because the moment after the truth is often louder than the truth itself. The secret has been revealed, the silence has shattered, and now the air is heavy with the weight of what has come to light. You can feel it, the tension, the release, the storm that has finally broken. The person who once avoided you stands exposed, their fear laid bare. And in this revelation, you see them not just as someone who hid, but as someone who carried a burden too heavy for their soul. Their distance, their silence, their retreat, it was never about pushing you away, it was about protecting themselves from the mirror of your eyes. But here's the turning point: now that the secret has surfaced, the chains of silence have been broken. The wall between you and them has cracked wide open. And in this raw space, something powerful begins to rise: clarity. For the first time, you see them fully. For the first time, you understand the why behind the distance. This is not the end of your story, this is the beginning of transformation. The truth that once threatened to divide has now created an opening for healing. Their silence may have built walls, but their confession has torn those walls down. And what lies before you now is the chance to step into a new chapter where no shadow can hide, no distance can divide, and no secret can hold power over the bond that remains. Stay here, because what follows this revelation is not destruction, it is rebirth. The silence has ended, and now clarity begins. From this moment forward, nothing will be hidden again. Stay right here, because what happens after truth is far greater than the secret itself. The storm has passed, the silence has been broken, and now the air carries the fragrance of transformation. The one who once avoided you stands no longer hidden, their soul trembling but free, their burden heavy but finally released. And in this moment, you are not only witnessing their confession, you are witnessing their rebirth. The distance that once felt endless is collapsing. The walls that were built out of fear are falling apart. For the first time, the space between you is no longer filled with unanswered questions but with clarity. And clarity is powerful, it does not wound, it heals. It does not divide, it restores. You can feel it, the shift in the atmosphere. Where there was silence, there is now openness. Where there was fear, there is now courage. Where there was avoidance, there is now the possibility of connection stronger than before. Because the truth, though painful to hide, has a way of purifying once it is revealed. This is the season of transformation. The shadows have served their time, and now the light has claimed its place. You are being called not to dwell on the secret that once hurt you, but to step into the new clarity that now surrounds you. What was meant to break has instead built something unshakable. Stay here, because this story is no longer about silence or secrets, it is about restoration, healing, and the birth of something greater than what was lost. And from this point onward, nothing can erase the strength that has been forged in truth. Stay with me until the very last word, because this is not just the end of a chapter, it is the unfolding of destiny. The secret that once created walls has been revealed. The silence that once echoed with fear has been broken. And now, from the ashes of avoidance, something unshakable has been born. The one who avoided you no longer stands in shadows. Their truth, once hidden, now breathes in the open air. And though it carried pain, it also carried the power to transform. Because the moment truth steps into the light, chains are shattered, and what was heavy becomes the very thing that sets both souls free. This is your closure, but it is also your new beginning. The distance that once hurt you has now given birth to clarity. The unanswered questions that haunted you have now become answers that strengthen you. The silence that felt like rejection has now been rewritten into revelation. Look around you, the atmosphere is no longer heavy. It is lighter, brighter, alive with possibility. Where there was confusion, there is now understanding. Where there was fear, there is now courage. Where there were secrets, there is now truth that cannot be silenced again. This is the final reminder: every shadow eventually meets the light. Every hidden truth eventually rises. And every silence eventually gives way to a voice. You are no longer standing in uncertainty, you are standing in clarity. And from this moment forward, nothing will ever hold you in the same chains again. Stay here, because destiny has just opened a new path for you. This is not the end, it is the beginning of everything you were meant to step into. Stay with me, because even though the revelation has been spoken, the story is not finished. The final truth is not about the secret that was hidden, it is about what rises after. Secrets create shadows, but revelations create strength. And now, you stand not in the weight of silence, but in the glow of clarity. The one who avoided you has faced what they feared the most, and in doing so, they have unlocked something far greater than confession. They have opened a door that leads both of you into freedom. For the first time, the burden is gone, and what remains is truth strong enough to build something new. This moment is not just an ending, it is an awakening. What once felt like betrayal has now become wisdom. What once felt like rejection has now become understanding. What once felt like loss has now become the soil where something greater will grow. You are no longer standing in confusion, you are standing in destiny. The silence has ended, the secret has fallen, and what remains is the clarity that cannot be shaken. The universe has used even what was hidden to prepare you for what is coming next. So remember this: the shadows could not destroy you, the silence could not break you, and the secret could not stop you. You have walked through the storm and arrived at the light. And from this moment forward, your path is clear, your spirit is stronger, and your destiny is untouchable. Stay until the end, because this is not just the close of a story, it is the beginning of a legacy written in truth, sealed in clarity, and crowned with strength. Stay right here, because what you are about to feel is not just the end of a journey, it is the sealing of destiny. Every silence, every shadow, every hidden truth has brought you to this very moment. And now, as the dust settles, clarity shines brighter than ever before. The one who once avoided you no longer carries the same weight. Their secret, once heavy with fear, has been dissolved in the light of revelation. And though their silence hurt you, it also shaped you. It built in you a strength, a resilience, a vision that could not have been born without this fire. This is no longer about them, it is about you. You, who stood through the distance. You, who felt the silence and still endured. You, who faced confusion and yet did not fall. And now, because you endured, the universe crowns you with clarity, with wisdom, with power no secret can ever take away. The story has shifted from shadow to light, from silence to voice, from fear to freedom. What was once hidden has been revealed. What was once avoided has been faced. And what was once uncertain has now been transformed into destiny. Hear this truth: you are no longer walking in the weight of what was kept from you. You are walking in the power of what has been revealed to you. The past has lost its hold, the secret has lost its strength, and the future now stands open like a golden gate before you. Stay until the very end, because this is not simply closure, it is a prophecy fulfilled. From this moment on, nothing hidden can bind you, and nothing avoided can weaken you. You are free, and your destiny is unstoppable.